Hi, I'm attorney Dave Maldonado, a seasoned litigator with over a decade of experience in Montana. Have you been injured in a car accident? If so, remember insurance companies want to give you as little money as possible. There's a reason why they have the biggest buildings in the largest cities. Don't let big insurance bully you. Visit BigSkyDefender.com today to see how I can help you get fair compensation for your injuries. The consultation's free and the fight's real.
Open a statement. What a day! March Madness, I guess, officially has arrived here in the Big Sky Conference. At least for the biased NAU opinion that I have. You know what? The character of our guys throughout the season. We all are well aware that we've lost some of these tough games, and hopefully we're on SportsCenter tonight, top 10. And we talked before the game. If you had a choice to win January, February, or March, what game would you pick? And we obviously would pick March on here. So just throughout the game, great college basketball games. I'm sure you guys had that same opinion of it, but it's back and forth. And we need a couple breaks at the end to come through. And we got a missed free throw, got a couple breaks, and just execute last 30 plus seconds to perfection. And Jalen went downhill, grab it, tie it, or go to overtime, or kick it out. And they went and doubled him, and Oakland came in. Oakland had an unbelievable tournament right now, and Xavier Fuller. So couldn't be happier for NAU Lumberjacks, our alumni, our donors, our fans. It's something that we'll remember forever, for sure.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open it up to any questions for our two players. Yeah, Oakland, Andrew Houghton, Skyline Sports here. Coach obviously talked through it a little bit, but what was the plan on that final play, and what did you see on that final play?
It was exactly like you said. He said, at first he actually told me to get the ball, grab it, and try to find JC or somebody else. But then JC subbed in after Steele made the first free throw, and he told JC to get it. And then he get downhill, and if he can't get anything, then try to find someone else. And I know I always have to be ready at any moment, and I just felt like in that moment I was definitely ready when he passed me the ball.
Xavier, you had a huge three in the lead up to that last sequence, but can you take us through what it was like going back and forth, having to come back there in the last couple minutes?
Yeah, that's just a testament to our team. We've been through tons of adversity this whole season, and we like to say, it's the fruits from our labor, and about the hard losses we took. I think this one finally came through, and then our guys like Carson Tout, he was telling us, keep believing, and we did. There was no BS. We believed we would win, and that's what happened.
Oakland, did you know it was good?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Well, elaborate on that.
I'm satisfied with that answer.
I knew it was scary.
I told the guys in the locker room when they left his hands, I said a different word, but I said, that's it. That's it. I was just hoping there's no time on the clock.
Xavier, going way back to the first half, I know it seems like an eternity ago, but you were kind of the focal point in terms of the offense and really on the defense too. Just kind of what was that like, sort of taking that role, and especially when the game was close as it was when it was being tied at halftime.
Yeah, I mean that just comes with part of being the leader, and I took it personal. I wanted to guard the best player, and I knew I had to come out and be aggressive from the jump, and so that's what I tried to do. But all credit to my teammates for trusting me and allowing me to do that.
Oakland on that final play, it looked like you said, Jalen was kind of the person you were going to be looking for, but to have the ball sort of fall into your hands after they were clearly looking at him on the defensive side, just how did you sort of keep your composure, knowing that you're going to just have to get a shot at it?
I feel like it was just mental toughness. I mean, my dad's always preset to me growing up as a young kid, so just being mentally tough and mentally prepared for a moment like that. And JC hit me, and I hit the shot. So it's not just me, though. I mean, my teammates trusted me, my coaches trusted me, everybody trusted me within the staff. So a big testament to everybody.
Hey Xavier, is there anything about your mindset? I mean, a lot of the points in which you scored in this game were at sort of clutch times. Is there anything about your mindset that allows you to do that?
Just what Coach says, he wants us to play free. So, hearing that and stuff like that, we're not really thinking out there. We're just going out there and playing how we know how to play. And like Oak said, our teammates are what got it done for us, whether it's setting a good screen or rolling hard and getting me that open look and stuff like that. So, it was a great team win.
And then, Oakland, you've had your two best performances of the season over the last two games. And is there anything about your preparation going into the tournament that has sort of taken you to this next step?
Just consistency. I mean, I haven't had the best season if you want to look at my stats or whatever, but I mean, I've been consistent with my work and I've been consistent every day, along with my other teammates. So I just feel like consistency is the biggest thing, and it's just coming to fruition at the right times.
Final questions for our players?
For either of you guys, you talked about how you played a lot of close games this year. You come out on the wrong end of a lot of those, but does that experience help you when you guys, you guys were down multiple buckets there in the final minute before you came back. Does that help you in a situation like that?
Yeah, no, it does. Like I said, we've been in this situation plenty of times this season, so it was all a matter of, getting a stop, and we knew what we needed to do even back then. So when the opportunity presented itself in a, big stage, I think we grinded our teeth and got it done.
I feel like another big part of that is I know some teams, when they have a record like ours and they've lost the way that we have throughout the season, they kind of get down. But I feel like our guys and our coaches, we've all believed in each other throughout every loss, every win, every hill, every valley. It doesn't matter. We've been excited day in, day out, in practice, in games and everything. So I feel like that helped us as well.
And Oak works hard too. That three wasn't lucky. He works hard.
He works.
Yeah.
But he said about being consistent. He's consistent. He's played a lot of big games in his career. A lot more to go.
Thank you both, and now I'll open it up to any questions you guys have for Coach.
Coach, you players kind of said this already before, but given how many of these close games you've been in and the result of them, how much of these sort of situations do you have to work on in practice? Do you have to put on the scoreboard in the practice facility, sort of make up these situations as you go, and sort of, how exactly do you sort of, go forward with that?
Well, you had a great question yesterday. That's another great one today. And we call it winning time. We put a clock situation, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 43 seconds, whatever the case may be. And we've been working on it. And, there's sometimes I had to give my strong opinion and bite my tongue a little bit. But when you do that, you learn so much about your team. And ironically, what we always do is we do winning time in June and July when we have our 8 weeks. And this year we did. We wanted more guys. We had a lot of new guys in there. We just wanted to go home in August and be comfortable with one another and build that team for 8 weeks. But excuse me, I'm gonna go back to myself. And first day of practice, we're gonna go winning time, and it just helps you. The guys get in those different situations, and and tonight we've been working on it for the last month. You're always working on it, but we really put time, 8 to 10 minutes in each practice plan to do that now. I don't think we could practice tonight, though. So you need a little luck once in a while, too.
And then Jalen kind of got into foul trouble as well this third and fourth, pretty close to each other. And you had to look to Oakland to sort of fill in those minutes. How do you balance that with trying to get Jalen back in with enough time to make an impact while still making sure he doesn't get that fifth foul?
Well, Oakland made my job easier tonight because when Oakland went in, when Jalen got his fourth foul, we went on a little bit of a run. I believe, if I remember it, we took the lead. So you can buy more time with that. What we like to do is play Jalen and Oakland together. Anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes, kind of see how it's going that night. We had our hands tied a little bit. I think Jalen got his second foul with under 6 minutes in the first half, and then he got his fourth foul. And then, they do such a good job. Eastern Washington does a good job of, pounding into the paint for any matchup, any game you see those guys play. So Oakland gave me an easier job to coach tonight simply because he performed during that time. And, ironically, at the end of the game, Jalen gave it to Oakland. Oakland knocked it out.
Hey, Coach, with the close win last night in a game of that magnitude as well, what kind of visible impact on your end did you see that affect the confidence of this team tonight?
I don't know if we ever lacked confidence, but I do understand your question with that. Last night, we talked about survive in advance. And last night, we didn't survive. We won the game. We won the last media timeout. Now, tonight, that would totally flip. We absolutely survived in advance. And we'll take it however you got to get it on that. But I think the mindset and our confidence of our guys has been there throughout the season. And I liked what Oakland said, too. I know Xavier would echo the same words, is that, you might chew on your guys a little bit here and there, but at the end of the day, we have to have the right mindset and keep getting better every single day because we know what's coming at the end of the season, and we're living it right now.
Coach, at the beginning of the season, I talked to you about the new players coming to the team, obviously Oakland and Xavier, a few of those names, but how much have they meant to this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, they meant to this season and the future of NAU basketball. I always say Oakland, he's been my longest courtship of my life for 2.5 years. I offered him as a sophomore, as an interim, and like, what the heck are you doing? I said, we're going to go for it. And, I say with Oak, he's opened up I-17. That's the highway from Phoenix to Flagstaff. And, we had some really good recruiting classes since Oakland has committed. And, Xavier, if people don't know our story with X and I know X is the little guy wearing those goggles, shooting at his hoop at his house. And but these are the guys that have impacted this season. Xavier's a grad transfer, and you guys can see what he does for us. And Oakland, as a true freshman, when he's done the first 2 tournament games, arguably his best 2 games of the season. And you got 2 Arizona guys fighting for a great university, Northern Arizona. And I think their impact is more than just this season. There'll be a lasting impact.
Coach, yesterday I asked you if you felt you guys were kind of over the hump of losing these close games. I'm just going to reiterate that question tonight.
No, I understand. I remember your question too. Yeah, I would say this helps us being over the hump, having that confidence, as we talked about with several other questions on that. But just the locker room, and you got to do some things, and just you could probably see how much we care for each other with our celebration. There's no fakeness to it whatsoever, and I think we're over the hump. Let's declare that's officially over the hump on that.
Coach, you guys knock off the -- 1 team. Got a day off now after the 2 wins. How do you keep this momentum going forward?
Well, I think, our prep, I'll take Oakland's word, consistency. Our prep has been the same throughout the season. You lose a tough game on a Thursday night, you want to go in the gym and practice, but if you have a 12 o'clock tip or a 2 o'clock tip Saturday, you got to be smart with the mind and body. So tonight we're going to enjoy it, let the guys relax a little bit. We're not going to present anything until tomorrow evening, because we simply don't know who we're going to play yet. And we'll talk a little bit before breakfast about what we did and how we can improve and the good things. But more than anything is we got to be relaxed and believe in what we're doing. And I think with the way we played our last 2 games, that's pretty obvious what our belief is.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Great job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, hats off to NAU. They had a heck of a game plan. They played a great game. The heartbreaking loss for us. We worked really hard to get to this point, and we came up 1 point short. And it doesn't diminish what we did this season. Proud of these guys. We still got basketball to play in the NIT, but we're gonna feel this one. It hurts.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open it up to any questions you guys have for our 2 players.
Yeah, hey guys, Andrew Houghton from Skyline Sports. Obviously tough to talk about, but just anything about the emotions you're feeling after the way that game ended, especially after the season you guys have had?
Obviously it stings. We never want to be in this position. We're number 1. We want to go all the way. We want to go to the dance, but it doesn't diminish what we did this season. I would take this group of guys over any other team 1,000 times over.
Yeah, like you said, it's tough. No one wants to go out this way. We just got to get better from it. Like you said, we got basketball to play, so we can feel bad for a couple days, but at the end of the day, we got to get better from it and move on to the NIT.
And just, Steele, your review of those final 8 seconds, that last defensive possession, what were you guys trying to do?
It started with my missed free throw, which sucks, but we're just scrambling in transition, got tied up with Colin, made a good pass, and the Fort knocked down a 35-footer to win. It sucks.
Steele, their game plan, I think the things they tried to do, it seemed like maybe to take you out of the offense a little bit. A lot of the double teams and traps up high. It seemed like for the most part you solved them, but you weren't able to get a lot of stops at the other end.
They've been doing that all year, so I'm kind of used to it. But I think our team just really didn't come ready to play as much as we wanted to. I feel like the last 3 games we've lost just haven't been us.
12 turnovers tonight, resulting in 14 points off turnovers. Was that a result of the defense that you guys were seeing, or was it just kind of one of those games?
Yeah, we didn't make simple plays at the beginning. But we did a better job in the second half. Just kind of, they did a good job just because doubling us, and kind of figured they were going to do that. But I feel like we did a good job in the second half. But I feel like that didn't really have anything to do with our defense. I thought we played good offensively, but we just couldn't follow around too much.
Hey guys, the Montana State women who were one of the top seeds lost. They said it was hard because they had put so much expectations on themselves, and it was kind of, hey, we just want to win and that's it. And so they didn't play very good down the stretch. Is that something that you feel like happened to you guys over these last few games, or what would you point to your finger to what was going on?
I mean, yes and no. I think we had a solid game plan. We just didn't come out and execute it to its full potential. I mean, and they played really well. I mean, they got too many offensive rebounds. They forced a lot of turnovers. That was that.
Thank you both. You guys are free to leave, and now it's opens up to any questions you guys may have for Coach.
Coach, Steele said it a little earlier, but after going 16-0 conference, 18 straight wins, 3 straight losses, did maybe a little bit of a layoff, having the first round bye and having already secured the number 1 seed. Did that sort of play a role in sort of just maybe could it have been rust or any other of those factors?
I don't think it was rust or anything. I think we didn't do a good enough job getting our defense where it needs to be at the end of the season. That's what lost us this game. We played an efficient game offensively. I don't know if it's an edge. I don't know if it's clearly I didn't have a good enough game plan for these guys to get stops. It's like our guys execute whatever we say. They've got the greatest bunch of guys here. So I just got to get back to the drawing board and figure out how we can get more stops. And these last 3 games, that's kind of what it came down to. Our defense wasn't good enough.
Coach, obviously those last moments in March are what make this sport so special. Obviously it sucks being on the other end of it. What's going through your mind when the shot's in the air? And what's the feeling like when you see it drop?
It was shock. I never felt anything like that before, to be honest with you. It was a hell of a play, hell of a shot. It's just one of those things. It's what makes this game so great, like you said. It brings the highest to highs and lowest to lows, and we've really worked hard and put ourselves in a great position this year to our goal was to go to the dance, and for that to get taken away in 1 second like that it's a tough deal.
Coach, obviously it's a tough way to lose, but in just your second season, Eastern Washington, top seed in the conference, there's obviously an upward trajectory here. What has this season meant to you?
It's been a special thing to be a part of, and I think the greatest part of the season is just the effort of everybody, and the leadership and the buy-in, 1 through 15 with the players, the whole coaching staff, the administration, our president, the whole university was behind us, and it was just something that was really special to be a part of, to see this program continue to rise. I've been here since 2011, and to see how we've taken steps every year, it's a great thing. This is a tough way to go out, but we still have a lot to be proud of, and just as a university, and I'm just proud of all these guys.
David, defensive problems notwithstanding, it seems like you did what you wanted to do on their last possession, funneling Cone into a double team and making a hard decision. Did you feel like you got what you wanted to do?
We wanted to get the ball to Cone's hands. Our guys understood that. He's an amazing player. It's one of those deals. I got to go watch the film. I don't know if we pushed away fast enough once he picked it up, but it doesn't come down just to the last shot. It's obviously an incredible play, and it's exciting, but there's just so many other things that were part of this, and like you said, just defensively, there's a lot of errors that we just didn't do right.
Coach, as the player said, you guys still have the NAT. This is not the end of their season. That play is not the last play you'll see on the basketball court this season. Does that kind of, obviously this one hurts, does that kind of maybe soften the blow a little bit, knowing that you'll have a chance to redeem yourself on the court itself?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity, and we're blessed to be able to play in the NIT. but these guys they're super motivated. Like, this is a group of guys that have been counted out their whole lives as far as basketball goes to get to this point. And we weren't supposed to be. We were picked 5th this year. None of these guys were supposed to be Division I players. And so when they have their mind set on the goal and it doesn't happen, it's a heartbreaking thing. It's going to take a few days for us to shake this off, but when we were able to step away from it and look back and realize how incredible this year was, there's going to be a lot of joy as we go into playing in the NIT, and it's a great opportunity for us.
Great, thank you, Coach.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up. Oh, yeah.
All right, Coach, when you're ready, we'll take your opening statement.
Yeah, just super proud of the team. I felt like we were a little bit worried that we were going to have to weather the storm for the first couple minutes of the game, just having not played yet. But they came out very confident, on fire. It was just really good to see their energy from the get-go. I'm super proud of them, the way they executed our game plan offensively and defensively, and it brought us into the semifinals for another year. So we're very excited to be here.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open it up to questions for our two players.
Hi, Regan, Coach of Nuanez Skyline Sports. You guys started so well and finished so well. So what was going well early and late for you guys?
I really think that we were just running and going from the jump and near the end. Our transition game is really our best game. So I think we really applied that right when we went in. And then when we got a little tired, we slowed it down a little bit, and we needed to just be able to push through that second wind.
Now it looked like you guys were getting really good looks, and they just weren't getting knocked down. But then she had that left-handed layup in the lane, and then that kind of sparked that 9-0 run that helped you pull away. How big was just her converting that? And did you like the looks you guys got today?
I mean, yeah, we had a lot of open looks. We just were trying to convert the best we could. And my team was finding the hot hand. So it's always good when they're finding the hot hand, like I said.
Nyah, you came out, you were firing from the beginning. Did you feel that in warm-ups, or was that just kind of a, I'm hot, feed me kind of deal?
I don't know. I just once I see the first one go in, I guess I'm starting to feel myself more. And like I said, that last question, my teammates were finding the hot hand, and I really appreciate that. And that's how we just I feed off that and stuff. So.
Regan, you went 1 for 6 from beyond the 3-point line, but then by the end of the game, you're finding your way into the paint, making some moves to get open, get as many buckets as you can. Was that just kind of finding where in the field you were going to be hot?
Yeah, I did shoot very well this game, and took me a while to realize it. But once I realized it, I realized that I needed to attack more. Still looking at my shot, so they have to defend me, but being able to attack that gap, I think our post did really good today at moving off the ball, so it did give me a lot of open lanes and anyone driving, which was really nice.
Regan, kind of bouncing off of that, kind of a bit of a struggle in the middle quarters. But as Coach says all the time, she wants you to kind of take those shots and sort of start getting in a rhythm. Did you kind of get that message, in between timeouts and stuff like that? Keep shooting the ball, keep finding the shot.
Yeah, she will almost never tell me not to shoot, just because. I don't know, when I shoot, it makes people have to guard me rather than guard all my teammates, which gets Nyah open or other girls who are hitting. So yeah, she was just keep shooting, stay confident, keep going, and find what works in this game.
Thank you both. We'll now open it up to any questions you guys have for Coach.
Coach, how important were fast break points to you guys in today's game?
It was huge. That's our best offense, but we have to get stops to be able to run in transition. And so I feel like early on, both to start the game and to start the second half, we got some really great stops, which led to our transition. But we got to figure out how to transition even on made baskets, because that's our strength. Those are the reasons why we're winning games. We're putting up so many points. And so we need to figure out, one, how to get a few more stops, and then two, just understanding, hey, we have some athletes running the lane, so we got to be able to kick up and attack in transition even off running.
And then we've talked about how the three-point ball wasn't falling for all of you guys tonight, but 28 points in the paint. Was that an in-game adjustment, or did you come into the game thinking we can outscore these guys?
Anytime you're facing a zone for 40 minutes, threes are going to be open. I don't feel like we took very many bad shots at all. Like, if our team knows we have the green light, if you're open for a catch and shoot three and you're set and you're in rhythm, like, absolutely take it. So I love the shots that we took. I also felt like we were able to, once they started flying out at us for threes, we were able to do some shot fakes, get in, and create their defense having to scramble a little bit, and we got some easy buckets from that. I'll tell you, I will have the ball in this one's hands in any game that's down to the wire, because the decision-making that she is making in the fourth quarter and in tough games is at a very elite level. And she knew when she could take it, when she could hit the open player. She had some tough finishes on the left side, driving into the lane. So just really proud of our composure. For us to only have 9 turnovers, that was a big piece for us winning the game, and I felt like that put us in the best position to win.
Coach, your players mentioned how your post players really stepped up today, but I think a big part of your adjustments was Sophie fouling out and taking those fouls. How much of an adjustment was that, and sort of what did you kind of have to do when she kind of got those calls?
Yeah, our posts are young. You look at it, Fatu played last year, but some limited minutes, and then we have 2 freshmen. So they're trying to figure out their confidence. It's a big stage for them, but I thought the minutes that they all had were really, really good. Sophie is really starting to play a lot more confidently, and it's fun to be able to have her on the court. And she was a great matchup with their big post players. So I felt like we wanted to feed her on the offensive end, and I thought she was doing a great job defensively.
And a big thing now with the new tournament format is that you get tomorrow off. How big of a deal is that, not only getting that day off in front of the tournament, but getting a day of rest in the middle of the tournament itself?
It's huge. We knew that from the get-go, that we wanted that 1 or 2 seed, just because it sets you up for a position that is, a very advantageous, but you still have to show up and you still have to do the work. And so for us, I felt like we showed up and did the work today, and then we'll rest tomorrow and figure out who we're going to play, and then we're going to show up again and hopefully get back to the championship.
Coach, there's a certain element of pressure that comes with being the top seed. How did you think your young ladies handled that, and what was the week of preparation like, just knowing that you were the top seed?
You saw the first 3 minutes. They responded pretty well, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was a great week of practice. I think at this point, we're in the tournament. There's pressure, but we're not talking about that. We're 1 game at a time. We had just played Northern Colorado. They battled with us, so we knew what we were facing, which I think made our scouting a little bit easier because we didn't have to adjust too many because we played them just a couple games ago. But I'm just really proud of the mentality of our team coming into this with kind of, hey, it's a new season, and it's a 3-game season, but it's a 1-game season if you don't take care of business. And so we're really focusing 1 game at a time, and we're excited for who our next opponent is.
On that note, your next opponent won't play till tomorrow, so what's the next 24 or 36 hours look like for you guys?
Well, I heard there's a pretty big game tonight with NAU men's basketball, so we'll be here full force cheering. It's that balance between getting rest. These kids are still in school as well, so we're going to make sure that they get some study time, some downtime, and some prep time. We'll come to the game tomorrow and figure out who we're playing, and then we'll get into that prep mode for who our opponent is.
Great, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. That's it.
In just a few minutes, small business owners can now sign up for Blackfoot Communication Services.
Whether it's dependable voice options or internet services, sign up simply by visiting blackfootsmallbusiness.com. Click on the services you wish, select an installation time and date, and you're done. Small business services at the touch of your fingers. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications and blackfootsmallbusiness.com.
All right. I thought a great game. Our girls battled. We came out slow in that first quarter, ultimately, which we never really caught up from. But we had a lot of opportunities, a lot of missed shots to give ourselves a chance to stay in the fight. And you know, we get it to 10. I think we even maybe got it under that at some point, and just never could string along enough good runs to really make it a game late in that game. But we had a lot of players step up, a lot of young ones too step up and make some big shots and big moments to keep us in the game. But ultimately, Northern Arizona, their offensive firepower was a little bit too much for us tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open it up to questions for our two players.
Hannah Hayes, Coulter Nuanez, Skyline Sports. They run so much. How do you prepare yourself to handle it? And how do you think you guys did handle it in this game?
I think just preparing in the summertime, being conditioned just to play anybody. NAU's pretty unique. They pushed the ball in transition early, and we were ready for that. We made some adjustments. I think that ultimately it was our turnovers that really hurt us, not their transition game. And that's how we prepared. We were ready. We were ready for them to push the ball in transition, and I thought that as a team we executed that well. We just needed to take care of the ball.
Delaynie, they came out up 16-4 in the first quarter, but you guys whittled it all the way down, I think, 7 in the fourth. So how are you guys able to kind of stick with it and get it back into single digits in the fourth quarter?
Kind of to piggyback off what Hannah said, a huge piece of that is just trying to contain their transition, which I think we did a good job of. And then kind of our motto is just taking it one stop at a time. So getting that defensive stop and then being able to execute well offensively and put the ball in the hole.
Hannah, Delaynie, we talked about how this is a new team. This is a relatively new group of players that's been brought together. What was this year like, and how do you build upon it going into next year? How does the team do?
Obviously, I think it's a very unique situation, just having so many new people and a lot of inexperience. But I think ultimately, we had so many freshmen that had so much game time experience that is pretty unique in and of itself, and that just helps us to kind of grow and moving into next year. I think it gives them more confidence that they've had that experience as freshmen, and then it gives us confidence as well. So I think we definitely have a lot more growing to do, obviously, but we're in a good position. We're really young, and the chemistry just will continue to build.
Yeah, I would agree with Delaynie. We got a young group, but that means that we'll be the same team coming up next year, and I'm excited to see what we bring. The team that we were at the beginning of the year till now is a completely different team, and we're just going to keep growing.
Thank you both. Now open up to any questions you guys have for Coach.
Coach, you talked about it last night, how previous games against NAU, it was really one quarter that kind of sealed the deal for you guys, and this time it wasn't that first quarter. Was it, do you think it could have been fatigue, and the fact that it was their first game, or what exactly did you think about it?
It was a lot of different things. They hit timely, big, open shots. They actually missed a lot of wide open shots. They shot 34%, we shot 30%, so neither team shot the ball well. But turnovers, there was costly turnovers. They had 22 points off of just turning the ball over. So you have to value the ball, you have to have great ball security. That normally equals winning, and we didn't do that enough tonight in key moments where we would go on runs, and then a turnover maybe behind it would allow them just to get easy points behind it.
Coach, again, going back to the young team aspect of this, a lot of teams might have crumbled after that first quarter like that, but once again, the second quarter run, you guys put together a good second quarter yesterday, you guys put together a good second quarter today. What is it about the resilience of this team?
I think it starts with your leaders first, these two that were just sitting up here, Delaynie and Hannah, but we talk a lot about built to last and how we're building and how we're growing and the processes that we're going to take to do that, and we're meant to take risk and get out there and jump in the water and figure out, that especially with all the youth, right? With all of the young ones that we had, yesterday's game was so eye-opening for some of them. So for us, it's just continuing to use this as a growing experience. And in Northern Arizona, it's just the opposite. They had youth several years ago. Now all of their youth are juniors. I know it says sophomores, but they already have their COVID year, it looks like, built in. But they're all, 3 and 4 year kids. And so we have a lot of youth going against that. And that's what got exposed. There's little things in the game that, blows my mind. I'm like, how did that happen? Well, it's because we're a little younger. And maybe we're not seeing things as fast as, Northern Arizona saw things. And there's adjustments to it as well. But I thought, back to the resiliency is, we've had setbacks and we've had wins this season, and I don't think that's ever changed their perspective on how they show up, how they do things with excellence, and how they stick together and battle together as a team.
Great, thank you, Coach.